All right, 5.2. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on how to solve systems of equations. You guys have done that before quite a bit in Algebra 1. If you took pre-calc, we've done it in there, probably some too. If you need help with that, I'm going to post a couple videos just of the techniques using like elimination and substitution, so you can take a look at that if needed. I just want to talk a little bit about how to set these up, because a lot of them we end up being word problems. That can be kind of tricky sometimes. So first things first, kind of 3 steps, right, that I like to use so to do these. So first off, define your variables, which sounds obvious, but that's where a lot of times where people get tripped up, okay? So when you define your variables, remember your variable is whatever I'm finding, okay? Like my x and my y, that's what I'm trying to find. So in this situation, I've got Willie here who sells water beds. Decides to make giant rectangular beds. The length is 20% longer than the width, and the perimeter is 330 inches. You want to know what are the length and width of the beds. So what am I finding? I'm finding length and width. So make that x and y. It doesn't matter which you choose, just assign it, okay? Generally, I think it helps just put it in order. Whatever's first, make that x. That's up to you. So then I need to write some equations, right, for my given info. So we look at my information that I have, right? First piece of information is length is 20% longer than width, okay? So length, L, is equals 20% longer than width. So if it's 20% more, if like one is 100%, then the other would be 120%, right? So if this is like 1L, this would be 1.20 width. Okay, length is a 20% longer than width. Okay, so that's how we can set this up. I don't need the 1 in front of the L there. So that's first equation. And really, you don't need the zeros. 1.2 will do. And then perimeter is 330. Okay, and actually I need to make this, since I used x and y, let's keep this consistent. Okay, length is 20% longer than width. And then perimeter, so perimeter is rectangle, so we add up all 4 sides. That's 2 of the length and 2 of the width. So 2x plus 2y equals 330. Okay, so this one, I wouldn't use elimination here. Okay, remember elimination would be if I had like 3x minus 2y equals 12 and x plus 2y equals 5. Add them to get those to cancel, and so on. Okay, well, we don't need to do that here because if we look at my first equation, it looks a little different. Okay, we don't have anything added, subtracted. We could, if we wanted, we could put it all on one side if we wanted to, and then do elimination. But in this case, it's easier since I have one solved already. Since this is solved for x, take that and we'll substitute it for x. Okay, so we get 2 times 1.2y plus 2y equals 330. Okay, so we just put in 1.2y for my x. So then we solve that, so 2.4y plus 2y is 330. Okay, I'm going to write the rest over here. That's going to be, if we combine our like terms, 4.4y equals 330. Solve for y. And that should be 75. All right. And then so that would be my width, right? We also, maybe we would want the length too. In this case, we do want the length. So we plug 75 into whichever equation looks easier, which would probably be the top equation. Okay, plug it in for y. There's our length. Okay. So a couple things to keep in mind. All right, when we solve these, if we have no solution, in other words, you get a number equals 0 or a number equals another number. Okay, generally, you'll get a number equals 0, which is not true, right? So if you get a false statement, that's no solution, meaning they're parallel, they never cross. Okay? So no solution means they don't cross. And again, that's when you get something like this as an answer. infinite solutions. So in other words, you get a true statement, but no x's. The x's all dropped out. And you get like 0 equals 0, or 5 equals 5, or 10 equals 10. Okay, that means the equations are identical, meaning it's just one line. Okay, instead of being parallel, it's just one single line graphed on top of it. Okay, meaning, so like this equation okay, these two equations are identical. The bottom is just twice the top one. Okay, but if we start to try to solve it, right, if we use elimination, if I multiply my top equation by -2, okay, you can see they're all going to be the same. And bottom equation, and if we add them, everything drops out. I get 0 plus 0 equals 0. Okay, and you get the same equation. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to have a couple videos, links to videos for help with the two types of solving. So this was the elimination right here that I just put an example of. Substitution was the last one, but if you're needing extra help with that, I've got a couple videos there to help you.